Welcome back to yet another educational video brought to you by DAS Trader. This one is on the Relative Strength Index. Part 5, Configuring and Using RSI to Trade. So my name is Michael DiGioia. I'm a native New Yorker. I grew up here in New York's financial community. Been a trader, risk manager, market maker, and experienced many market bubbles, from long-term capital's implosion to the internet tech bubbles, inflation and later deflation, the leveraged stock bubble that led to the financial crisis of 2008 and 2009, and of course this latest rally post-pandemic. So have had incredible experiences in the market, and certainly have watched my indicators to help me navigate some very turbulent markets and some very consistently profitable markets. So I'd like to share those lessons with you. And today's lesson, of course, is on the Relative Strength Index, the RSI. What is the RSI? So the RSI is a momentum indicator used in technical analysis that measures the magnitude of recent price changes to evaluate overbought and oversold conditions in the stock's price and or other assets. Certainly it's very useful in cryptocurrencies as well. The RSI is displayed as an oscillator, which a line graph that moves between two extremes. And we could have a reading of 0 or a reading of 100. The indicator was originally developed by J. Wells Wilder Jr. and introduced in his seminal 1978 book, New Concepts in Trading Systems. So traditional interpretation and usage of the RSI are that values from 70 or above indicate that a security is becoming overbought or overvalued and may be primed for a trend reversal and corrective pullback. The RSI reading of 30 or below indicates an oversold or undervalued condition. So let's jump to our charts and take a look at what this looks like. And we just, the prior section was on, that was chapter 4, was just on the MACD, and I like to use the MACD and the RSI together. I also like to use my moving averages in conjunction with price and volume for identifying divergences. It's a great way to put all these different indicators together. Indicators are a great filter for market price activity, and I already have my RSI on this chart, so I'm just going to bring that up and share that with you. So hopefully you can see my screen, and I'm just going to go through and remove some of these items. So we'll just hit delete, 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 and delete. So we're just going to take out some of these lines that I had put on here for the prior example. And I'm going to bring up Apple. I think Apple has a nice divergence in its RSI. So here, what we can see, and I'm just going to take out these. Actually, I'll leave them in there. So what I want to show you is that here we have a divergence in price right here, okay? And look how clearly the RSI has diverged, okay? So we have price made a high and then a higher high. The RSI made a high and then a lower high. And notice that this is the 70 line. So we made a divergence in the overbought area. Okay, so we're very overbought here. And then, of course, we have a divergence here under 30 in the oversold area. So probably my guess would be that Apple's ready to go up. And if you notice that we've had 2 days of upward action, we have our histogram starting to incline and ascend. We certainly have a slowdown in down volume. So for me, that would be some additional confirmation. So just to take a look at our RSI from an indicator perspective, here's the RSI. The standard setting for the RSI is 14. You could certainly play with things like the width, okay, commit. Now, I don't necessarily So we just made it a little bit bolder so you can see it better. Now I'm going to just show you two things when we're playing with the RSI. So number one, we could show the overbought line and we can show the oversold line. And yellow is a great color to do that. I'm just going to show you what that looks like. Boom. You can see now the overbought and oversold. So let's actually just do this a little bit differently. Because I have yellow trend lines on there, I'm going to make maybe this orange. And orange. Well, you know what we can actually do? We could do overbought, right? We could do overbought as red. Overbought, that should be red. And we could do oversold as green and kind of color coded in conjunction with our price and volume charts. So there you go. So now you can see that we're overbought, oversold. Now, some other things that you can do. Let's just play with our RSI to make it a little bit more pretty. Let's see, line styles. Let's do a broken line style. That way it doesn't stand out so much. There you go. So now very often you'll have a broken line style for your RSI. And you can see here, so you can even make it a little bit lighter so it doesn't stand out so much. And there you have a nice, very clear oversold, right? Which would be a buy indicator, which is why it's green. And then this is overbought, which is a sell indicator, which is why it's red. You got the divergence as well. And then of course, you got all your indicators here on the chart. Now, I don't also, this is another thing that's just about my own preference, and certainly you could do the same. I don't need a lot of room for my RSI. I don't need to take up a lot of space. I want to see more space on my price chart. I don't need a ton of space on my MACD, and I don't need a ton of space on my price, on my volume bars. Okay. Now, guys, I don't want to overwhelm anybody, but we've covered a lot so far. Okay. And if you have limited space, you would always try to utilize as much space as possible and put as many indicators on there without clogging up your charts. So we got moving averages, we have the MACD, we have the RSI, all things that we've covered already. I could even pop on without causing a problem. I could even pop on my volume by price. Okay, I got my volume by price on there as well. So I have packed. And guys, look at this. Now, this is where technical analysis really gets powerful and you get some strong indications. I popped my volume by price on there. So the RSI shows the divergence, right? We get a MACD entry point, but we get the point of control here on our volume by price literally delineates the low. So by having that indicator on the chart, we're like, boom, spot on. This is the place that Apple stopped its move and started to go back up. And that was indicated by the point of control by the volume by price. So when you start putting indicators together, right, it really helps you identify some very, very important points. Now, by the way, I want to show you that what happened is as I added more data, my point of control changed, but it still gives me the general area that this is a place where I should be getting at. Now, if I had it a little bit smaller, right, it gives me that, didn't quite hit the point of control yet. But needless to say, even if you snap back a little bit, you can see that indicators do move with the data set and the data range that you put in there. But I just want to say, let's just put this, let's save this chart, save settings. Okay, on this one, I'm going to do, this is a daily chart. I'm not going to even mention the time frame because it could be good for anything. I'm going to do RSI, price by volume, MACD, MA, right? So we got the MAs, the MACD, I've got all my different settings on here. So look, now I've done this, and I just want you to just see the power of this with the DAS Trader platform. And I don't think that people really utilize the full capabilities of DAS, as far as charting goes, and realize how powerful of a charting application. Not only the charts come up very quickly, but literally you can put a ton of indicators on your charts. And now we've done this as well on our intraday. And I'm just going to put it on here as well. I'm going to load this up, load settings. It's going to go right here. Boom, boom. And now I have my RSI, my MACD, and very, very powerful charting application. Just going to squeeze this in a little bit. Charts come up very quick, very reliable. So here we go. We got some beautiful charts with all of our major indicators on there. So I'm just going to take off some of my trend lines. Okay. So with that being said, let's go back real quick and continue in this direction. All righty. So here we are. What would your next steps be? So your next steps would be to continue learning with DAS Trader. Go to learning day trading. You can scroll down to the featured educators. Just click on my picture and choose what type of session you'd like. Great way to start is the introductory sessions. Great way to purchase a package would be by hourly coaching. The more hours you buy, the bigger discount you get. I really like to work with people to teach them how to become consistently profitable, how to really amp up their game, kind of focus on what works, what doesn't work, expound upon what works, and eliminate what doesn't. Really, trading is about that. It's about focusing on what works and getting rid of anything that's not working, focusing on a primary trading style, one tactic that works really well for you, and use that to finance the rest of your trading education, trading business. So the next thing that we're going to be covering is chapter 6, which is the commodity channel index. Looking forward to showing you that. That's a great swing trading indicator and filter, the commodity channel index, also known as the CCI. Look forward to working with you, and see you all in the next video, or see you in one of our upcoming coaching sessions. Bye-bye now. Thank you very much.